So I started Nana, and these are my thoughts. I went into this not knowing anything about Nana at all. I was intrigued because one of my mutuals often posts about it, and it seemed like there was always a lot of discourse around the types of relationships that Nana has throughout the manga. So without having any context, I would watch some of these videos and I was like, you know what, maybe this is something I want to read myself. So not knowing anything about the characters really, the plot, I go into it somewhat blind. My initial thoughts were that Nana is annoying as hell. Like, so irritating. And I'm giving her a lot of grace because she is a young person. Like, when we start the story, she's like 17 or 18. She's just ending high school. And it's like this super male-centered attitude, just wanting attention, attraction, love from men in her life so much that she's like quote unquote falling in love with everyone around her. I know there's, or I hope there's going to be more said about that and like why she is that way. But I think it's just so reminiscent of like adult women I've met in real life who still have this same kind of attitude. Like, it's always about having a boyfriend all the time, like just wanting attention, affection from men kind of at all cost. And I thought it was really interesting, like one of the conversations she was having with Junko about basically not even seeing them as people. Like, she had never had a friend that was a man before because she only saw them as like objects to desire or objects to desire her. And also how she would completely change herself and even her appearance to match whoever she was having a crush on or whoever she was dating. Yeah, it was a lot to take in. And then just seeing how her self-worth was completely crushed by this guy, the married man that she was seeing when she was in high school. I really love Junko as a like very stark comparison to Nana's personality. It felt like she kept her very grounded while also not being super judgmental of her, like maybe saying comments here and there, but yeah, just accepting her for who she was, being a good friend, in my opinion. But and also at the same time telling her like shit that she needed to hear. I think it was really cool to see the contrast in this volume, how Junko was able to go kind of smoothly into this romantic relationship with, I forgot her partner's name, when she wasn't looking for it and felt very like strong as a character by herself, but then like romance was added and that was a bonus. Whereas with Nana, there's this like desperation for a connection with someone. Yeah, I get the feeling, or I hope that they learn a lot from each other going forward. I hope they stay friends. Nana too, the dark hair Nana, I loved immediately as a character. She just felt like such like a stronger character than the first Nana. And I found her background really interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I saw more of Nana's, the blonde one's, background outside of her pursuit of romantic relationships. But I felt like with the dark hair Nana, we got more of her story, like being raised by her grandma, who was kind of harsh, and then her passing away, and the thing that happened in high school, and how she felt this responsibility for her grandma's death. Like, it just felt like, even though I think the amount of time allotted to her was like way less, it felt like I got to know her way more and felt like she was a much stronger character and felt more invested in like seeing her story go forward. But yeah, that's where I am right now. It's interesting that the author said this was meant to be like a standalone work, or they wanted it to look at like, they wanted it to stand alone, but then it turned into what it is today. Because I think I truly could have been satisfied with it as one volume, but I am excited to see where it goes. I have heard that they meet in Tokyo somehow, and I'm curious to see how that happens, when that happens. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to add, but I think that's it really. The men in it, I don't think I have very many strong feelings about them. The man who was Junko's friend and then trying to be friends with Nana, but they actually like loved each other, felt a bit, I don't know. I don't know. I think I feel a bit ambivalent about all the male characters I've met so far. I think with the black hair Nana, I was really happy that their relationship ended and they were like realistic about that kind of separation and him going to Tokyo to pursue this band and her understanding what she really needed for herself. I love that that was part of her story. I do wonder if he comes back later on. But yeah, those are my first thoughts, feelings, reactions. And I think I'm gonna start season, I keep wanting to say season, volume 2 today. So I'll be coming back with my thoughts after I read each volume because I have them all already ready to go. So yeah, that's it.